everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be about how to take this Saint Laurent monogram pouch wristlet, there's a couple different ways that people describe this, and make it into a crossbody. So I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways, including 2 that have discount codes, on how to do that without modifying the bag. You can certainly modify the bag and make it a crossbody pretty easily, which I'll kind of give as a bonus tip at the end. But this is without modification in case you ever wanted to sell it down the line or you just want to keep it as is. Let's go ahead and get started. So first up is the way that I think most people think about how to make this a crossbody, and it's just to add a chain and connect it to the little D-ring that the wristlet usually sits on. So I have this chain from Dress Up Your Purse, and I do have a discount code from them for 15% off using Chicprofessor. I'll leave all the details of that down below. But this chain is a really thick, heavyweight, nice, luxurious feeling chain. You certainly don't have to go with this one, but this kind of chain link really does remind me of a lot of Saint Laurent bags that are a little bit more edgy. So it's definitely a nice one. And it has just these little clips right here. So all you have to do is open the flap, connect one of the clasps, lobster clasps right there, and then connect the other one also onto the same ring. And then you just loop it through and snap it. Because this has the snap, it doesn't have just a magnet, and because it has the flap, this works. And then you can wear this crossbody. One thing though that you do have to keep in mind with chains, and why maybe a chain that you just already have at home isn't going to work, is because in order to get it to be the length you want crossbody, you have to add an extra 8 inches because it has to go through the bag on one side. So I got an extra long chain through them, which really allowed it to be crossbody. If I wanted to put this on any other bag, it would be way, way too long. And then shoulder bag for this one, because it is still really long, is a little longer than I would typically do. But that is a really easy way, especially if you already have a chain or you just want to buy a chain for pretty inexpensive. That's a really easy way to do it. Chains do have the possibility of kind of falling off, so keep that in mind. But if you're not going to open your bag a ton, it really does work well, and I find that a thicker chain is probably going to hold on a little bit more easily than a slippery small chain. The second way to do this, I actually don't have something to show you because I don't think it is the best way to do it. There is a conversion kit out there. I think it's like Handbag Angels. I will link it down below so you can see it. And it's just a conversion kit that you put inside the bag that has 2 little D-rings on the top. It's kind of like a felt organizer. And then you can just attach a chain right to those D-rings. And then you don't have to worry about attaching anything to the top of your bag. Everything is attached inside. My issue with that is that this bag is already really small. You don't have a ton of real estate in this, and I personally don't want something felt, even though it's very thin. You've got 2 different sides of something felt that are going to make it more difficult. Now, if you're somebody who loves to put a liner in every bag, even if it's the smallest bag, just to protect the inside lining, or you really don't plan on putting much in here at all, you just want to kind of put a card holder, a lipstick, maybe your phone, that might work really well for you. And you can easily just remove it, pop it back in, put the chain on. So you could take it out if you ever wanted to use it as just a clutch, or if you wanted to use it as the wristlet, and then just add that when you wanted to add in a crossbody. So that's definitely an option. Just personally, I want to have as much room in this as possible, so that didn't seem like a great option to me. So the third option is to play with some leather and chain combinations. I personally find a just kind of plain gold chain to dig into my shoulders after a little while. Obviously silver would do that too. And I just don't find it as comfortable. Now it is quite elegant, but yeah, I just don't find it as comfortable, especially if I'm going to go crossbody and kind of more casual. So I custom made something. I've gone through the whole process of that, and you all will be able to order it and waive the customization fee by using my code, which I will link all that information down below. But basically what this is from Mautto, I created this strap, which matches pretty closely. So this is the sand color strap, and it is the sea salt colored handbag, and I think it works pretty well. There is a whole little sample kit you can order, which I did, to pick the best neutral color, and there are a lot of really nice options. So if you want to get a different color of this bag, then and to keep it in the neutral family, obviously black is pretty easy, but anything else, I would suggest ordering samples so that you can pick the best leather and the best color to match your bag, and then going through the same process. So this is actually 2 different pieces I have connected right here, and you do have to order both parts. But if you already have a chain at home and perhaps you just want to add the piece that goes inside of the bag, which I'll show you in just a second, you can just go ahead and add this, which is a strap extender, but it's customized to be the right length and everything that you need for this bag. So here's how it works. If I wanted to do a regular chain with leather on the top, I couldn't attach it in the same way that I did with the regular first chain, because it would sit like here on my shoulder, because it wouldn't be even, right? The sides cannot be even if it has to go through the bag. So you need to do something kind of like this. Personally, I would probably go, mine is a 44 inch. I probably would go 46 or 48. I'm 5 foot, like 4.5. And when I was doing it, I didn't quite think about the actual hardware, how much inches that takes up. So I lost about an inch on each side. And so I lost about an inch of strap drop, and I think that would have been helpful, but this one certainly works. So here is how you attach this one. You have 3 different clasps, and you take the big clasp and attach it to the D-ring. The one side of the chain, the clasp attaches to this D-ring, and then this one attaches here. The clasps on the chain can be quite a bit smaller than the one that goes in here. That one is much thicker, and the leather is quite thick, but it just comes around that way. The leather being thick and just having leather in here in general means that there is less rubbing that happens on the bag itself, and the way that this is designed allows for the clasps to come at the end, so the chain is not what's rubbing all of the time. It's actually the chain attached to this hook that sticks out of it, so it's not rubbing against the top of the bag. What you do have to keep in mind is that the D-ring needs to face the inside. If you let the D-ring face this side, then it gets all kind of funky, and it does make this one rub on this side. So you do want to make sure that the D-ring is pulled this direction when you use it. So also it provides a little bit more stability, so the bag is less likely to do this. It certainly will still happen, but it doesn't do it as much as a slippery just kind of chain would do. And then as a shoulder bag, this height works really nicely, but as a crossbody, it's slightly short on me, but it does hit me at my natural waist, and I think it still works. I like the idea of being able to switch easily from shoulder to crossbody, but again, I probably would have gone an inch or 2 lower and still would have been okay shoulder length. So I would order more based on your height, right? I would have gone for a 46 inch at my height of 5'4" or 5'5". Yeah, this is probably my favorite solution, but all of them work really nicely. So yeah, you can waive the customization fee with my code down below. I don't make any money from either of these codes. They're just to help you all out, but hopefully it does in fact help you. So that is the 3 different ways to make this a crossbody without modifying it. Now, if you are willing to modify it, there are a couple things you can do. You can very easily, I'll just kind of move this out of the way, you can very easily just add another D-ring. Take it to a leather place, and I am going to keep this bag forever because it's my daughter's birth year bag and blah, blah, blah. If you've seen my videos on this already, you know. I also compared this video to the Uptown pouch and clutch. If anybody's interested in that, I'll link it down below. But I probably will eventually add that in because I do want to be able to give this to her and have it just be a super easy bag for the future. So I'll take it to Rego Brothers and do that, but I'm not doing that right now, and this certainly works for what I need. The other thing you can do, though, is modify using the wristlet. So you already know that this has the St. Laurent hardware. It is the right leather. It's an exact match, all of that. If you're never going to use it as a wristlet, right, the other 3 possibilities give you the chance to use this very easily as a clutch or a wristlet or a crossbody. This one if you get rid of the wristlet, you don't have that option anymore. But you could use this you could have somebody at a leather shop take off the stitching here and use this as the shoulder strap stitching and attach chains to it. Or you could get somebody to, again, unstitch it and add a D-ring at the end. So with this, if you put this all the way across like this, it's a little bit too long. But if you wanted to add a chain to it and you flip it this way, it's a pretty good length. Now, adding a D-ring means the D-ring will stick up on the side, but you could have somebody shorten it a little bit if you're already going to go ahead and modify it and just kind of add the D-ring in the middle right here. And then that would be the same piece as the conversion piece, but you are sure that it is the exact same leather. So when you open up the bag, you know, it looks like it's supposed to be like that. If you're going to go ahead and modify, I really think just adding another D-ring here is probably the easiest thing to do and probably the cheapest thing to do. And then you can really play around with the straps however you want. But yeah, you could certainly use this leather if you're never going to. Why not, right? It's basically a free little leather strap that comes with the bag. So that is it for this video. I hope that you find it helpful. I really think this is such a well-priced, beautiful bag that really does hold quite a bit more than a lot of the other pouches or clutches. You could of course use this with any of the wristlets that exist, or if you're going to modify the bag, you could use it with any of just the pouches, right, and add 2 D-rings. Be pretty easy to do. But I do think you would want to have a D-ring to mess with these things, because otherwise the chain is just going to kind of flop off. You do need some kind of anchoring point. So for the wristlet, it works really well, and you can get a beautiful bag. This is actually my favorite bag. If I look at all of the crossbodies, I don't love the way that they have all the interior compartments. Some people really like that organization, but I don't tend to use it as a walk. I want to be able to put my small wallet inside of it, and I like an open pit with the little slit in the back. That's perfect for me. So yeah, this is my favorite, and I got it for significantly cheaper than the other ones by adding that in. So thank you all again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in a future video. Bye.